I have 6 o'clock. If we can come to order, we'll call roll. I appreciate you.
Barnes.
Here.
Dent.
Here.
Peoria.
Here.
Estes.
Here.
Casey.
Here.
Murphy.
Here.
Pickett.
Here.
Price.
Here.
Schultz.
Here.
Thank you very much. If you'll join me with the Pledge of Allegiance, I would appreciate it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a full agenda today. We'll try to get right on it, and we'll start with reading, correction, and disposition of the minutes. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion. I'll second it.
And got a second, Justice Dents. When you get ready to vote.
Barnes.
Yes.
Dent.
Yes.
Peoria.
Yes.
Estes.
Yes.
Casey.
Yes.
Murphy.
Yes.
Pickett.
Yeah.
Price.
Yes.
Schultz.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate that. Moving on to County Treasurer's report. Miss Wanda's here to report on that. Please, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Our report's in there for you guys, if anybody's got any questions. But I got good news for us. Our bond started at $10,340,000 in 2019. And we paid bond payment on the 1st day of September. We now owe $5,100,000.
Hey, praise the Lord. Great news.
Which we had the excess money from the construction that we paid on the bond, so that $2 million made a big dent in our bond payment, so.
Yes, ma'am.
And it also
Good
makes a
news.
big dent in our interest payment. Our first interest payment was 300 and, well, I thought I wrote it down, it was 300 and something thousand, and our interest payment that we made the first day of September was 140 something, so. It's making a big dent in the interest we're paying also, so.
Fantastic.
So,
That's great
Make
news.
another payment March the 1st.
All right. Yeah. Any questions for Miss Wanda? If not, we'll move right on. County and Circuit Clerk's report. Miss Elisa's here. If y'all have any, you got any comments, Miss Elisa? Anything you want to say?
Books.
You what?
Books.
We're not gonna do our books because there's no money now. So. Yeah. I guess I have nothing to say.
Nothing to say? Any questions for Miss Elisa? No questions? Yep.
Let her go. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
All right. All right. Well, got that taken care of. Thank you, ma'am. Moving on to old and unfinished business. Celebrate recovery with Highland Assembly of God. Do y'all want to discuss that now? Is anybody here from Highland Assembly?
No, you guys are going to take it under advisement and just make a decision today. He was not able to make it.
Okay.
I have something to
Okay.
say to that, of learning something from the AAC conference about the lawsuits for the opiate lawsuits are going to come into play here. There's going to start making the payments on that there's supposed to be 3 by the 1st of the year.
Great.
And of course, that money will be earmarked, but it's a third is going to the state, a third is going to the counties, and a third is going to the cities.
Okay.
And that should give the money for such programs as drug programs, and
Okay.
even maybe the that ministry, the women's stuff,
Right.
because anything that has to do with the use of drugs and the hardships it's caused, and of course the sheriff's department and all that will
Right.
benefit. But that is coming, so,
Okay.
and it will be earmarked, it will be, just like our COVID money
Right.
to
Mhm.
spend, but I
Right.
just want to know that before making a decision about spending out of our budget,
Okay. Great.
so.
That's good news there.
Do you know if any of the state money's gonna filter into the county, or are they?
No, because they did divide it up like that, and they're one of the only states in the United States that did that, a third to the state and a third to the counties. Usually, what it does is the state gets a majority of it, then the city a little bit more than the county, and then the county, but they did divide it up, they're dividing it up, 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3, so it should be quite a bit more than what we're used to seeing.
Most distributions are done by county population, so that will be,
Broken down like sales tax or gasoline
unless they
tax?
specifically said X amount of dollars per county.
No, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, most
Sure it
things
is
are county population,
population.
so, you know, we low on the totem pole when it comes to that. But, I mean, if we get something, that's better than getting nothing. But most distributions are done by population.
Right.
When will we get to?
They said that this is supposed to start trickling in. There's like 18 lawsuits going, and the first 3 are gonna be passed, and there's gonna start being able to send out the money before the first of the year, or at the first of the
Did the
year.
pharmaceuticals not all file bankruptcy?
That, at that point, they had not. At that point, at this conference, they had not, so I don't know. I can follow up with calling,
Well, we get emails on it all the time too.
right. As of that, I did not know if they could file bankruptcy yet. But there still should have, they can sit there and say they're bankrupt, but,
Right.
I mean, I don't know. But we were one of the only states in the United States that sued collectively,
Right.
so. And that made a difference in, you know, getting it done quickly.
Well, because Sharp County couldn't, we just joined in the class action.
Right,
suit.
we were one of 75.
Right.
Well, on this celebrate recovery, do we want to table that till
Make a motion we table it.
till we keep doing some more? Okay, we gotta,
What have we, was he just needing us to help him with some money, is that what it
Yes.
was?
right.
About 20,000, wasn't
Is it that much?
It don't say you.
it? It was in the packet that we passed
Oh,
out, so it may not have been that much.
But we'll not be making any appropriations till we do the budget anyway.
Oh, okay.
So we'll discuss this at budget time? Does that sound?
Well, this, we need to look at, you know, maybe when are we gonna start receiving some of this?
Right,
You know, if it's earmarked for this.
right, yeah.
It's gonna help the county general if we
Yes.
can get it rolled in.
Right.
Okay,
It's gonna help the sheriff's department, and it's gonna help the city departments, so. And that's where it's gonna be able to spend it, is in programs for drugs.
So a lot of it is for law enforcement too, then? and
Yes,
then
it will
for
be
programs.
to educate, improve, giving them more radios, more stuff to combat the fight of drugs and the problem with the drugs.
all right.
So are we tabling that until next month or till budget time?
Well, I guess if the money comes in, I guess we could table it till that. You know, if it comes in this month before the next meeting, then maybe we can look at doing
How
something
much
then.
percent, you know,
Yes.
before we
Right,
can
We'll
make
just
a
table it
commitment.
till next month.
yes, that'll be
And
good.
who was the second?
Justice, Bond.
You can be.
And I'll follow it up with Kurt Lane.
Okay,
He's on the task force. I'll follow it up with Kurt Lane.
okay,
Okay?
that's good. Do we need to vote on that?
No.
No. All right.
Absolutely.
We'll move right on to Mr. Steve Burkhart and a noise
He
ordinance.
just texted me and said he couldn't make it.
Couldn't make it. All right, well, we'll just move on then. New business.
He asked me if
Oh,
we had any, if anybody came up with anything since he was here last. Remember
Is he the
that?
one from Poughkeepsie?
Yeah.
okay. All right, moving on. New business. Stop the Cycle Spay and Neuter Clinic. Carmen Gilchrist. Ms. Carmen here? Ms. Carmen. Don't look like Ms. Carmen made it. So we'll just go on down to the Sharp County Conservation District Board. Conservation District Board, excuse me. Tongue-tied tonight.
Good evening, I'm Brian Neal. I'm here to represent the Sharp County Conservation District. Tonight, our board members, we have present are Bob Murphy, Charles Couple, and Zach Baxter. Also with me is District Secretary Cynthia Binder. We have Becky Long, our district manager.
Thank you, Zach.
Equipment manager is James Frank. We're here to show our gratitude to the Quorum Court for the past support. We are presenting you with a copy of our annual report. As you can see, we've been quite busy with what we've accomplished. Many goals the past year despite COVID-19 pandemic. The report covers our activities such as equipment rental, nutrient management plans, and other programs. Please take time to look it over, along with the dollars brought into Sharp County through the programs and practices provided by the Sharp County Conservation District and Natural Resources Conservation Service. As you read in the report, we are here to request $15,000 in county allocations for 2023. The county allocation allows us to receive match funding from the state. Without these match funding grants, funding like the match funding like the Quorum Court allocation, we could not have had a successful 2022. Through our office, a few of the projects we're very proud of are, we've got some great equipment. We've got 4 no-till drills, a couple of sprayers, a pasture punch, a brand new ATV seeder for small plots, for like food plots, a 10-foot roller, along with other equipment for landowners. We have, like I said, equipment manager James French that takes care of equipment and has it in top shape when landowners rent the equipment. This equipment is very expensive, and by being able to rent the equipment from us, the farmers do not purchase it and are able to get their work completed. We provide every poultry grower in Fulton, Islip, and Sharp County the free state-required comprehensive nutrient management plan for their operation. We assist NRCS with their programs such as Environmental Quality Incentive, EQIP, Conservation Stewardship Program, CSP, special projects that will bring in revenue for our farmers. From 21 to 24, we've got the Lower Strawberry River Watershed Project located in Mill Creek, Maze Branch Watershed around Sydney and Eaton Cave. The money we're requesting for 2023 will be used as match money to match funds from the Arkansas Natural Resources Commission to assist with personnel office expenses and educational materials. During 2022, our office worked with well over 1,300 Sharp County citizens and brought to the county to close to $1.75 million. We as a conservation district believe in conserving our land and practicing good conservation. And since we've mailed these a package, we've also had some more money come in. And we've received more EQIP money, which brought it over to $1.75 million for NRCS programs and grants for employees. So now for every dollar that the county provided, the county received $173.75 in return. And I think Becky wanted to add some more. We've actually got about $5 million coming in now.
Oh, good.
Thank you. I'm going to go over that, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
And this is Corey. I don't know if I recognize Corey or not, but I'm sorry if I did. This is Corey. He's
Y'all didn't get a packet like this, but Strawberry River is a 303B strain, which means that basically there's a lot of silt, nutrients, various things going down the river. So therefore, we're able to write grants, which the Conservation District employees help us write. And when you're writing a grant for the government, it's very quick. As you look at your packet, we have 3 grants right now from the Mississippi River Basin area. And we have it in North Big Creek, which will start this year, and it runs from Highland all the way to Nelsonville, and it's by watershed. And then we have one in Eden and Shade to Sydney, and basically, you know, it runs from 167 straight down to Caves, or 58 to Sydney. And then we have another one on the Lawrence and Sharp County line. And these grants, they bring in quite a bit of money for the landowners. And there is practices in the back of your packet, and it's strictly for pasture. And one thing I wanted to talk about tonight is you have these maps in here, and everybody in that watershed could get 75% cost share if they own farm or land. That's
Or pasture.
for pasture practices. And that's brush control, weed control, watering systems, pasture cleaning, cross fencing, prescribed grazing. And Sharp County has over 80 poultry growers that will provide waste storage sheds, it'll provide composters. This year we funded a rotary drone, and so that's something that's coming up that's new. But hopefully in 24 to 27, we'll also have another project going, and then it has been written and sent in. But hopefully it'll be around $300,000 a year also, and that's in the south east part of Cave City on 230. But with these projects, hopefully over the next 5 years, it's going to bring in close to $4 million. And you know, we do partner with the adjoining counties. But the thing about it is the money that's brought in only goes to those watersheds. It doesn't go to the whole county. So if we have money coming into these watersheds, it leaves Sharp County money for everybody else. So where other counties may be getting 10 or 15 contracts, we're getting 50 some odd. So it makes a big difference when writing these grants. But anyway, if you will advertise it, let the people in your districts know. They can come in and sign up. We'd appreciate it. So,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that's good news. All right. Any more discussion or questions on that?
Last year we gave you 10,000, right?
Yes.
Was that right? That's what I thought, okay. That's all, I just wanted to.
Any more discussion?
Yeah, I wish I'd stopped Becky where she's up here. This is the watershed area in here you're talking about, right? Where
There's 4 different watershed areas, yes.
they appear, yes, 4 on different pages.
The next page is a different grant.
Everything basically is east of 62, Fort Well, 167.
There's one in North Big Creek, and it runs from Highland to basically Ash Flat,
All on the east side.
all on the east side.
But this is in addition to what we do with the other counties. So we
Yes.
have, that frees up other money that we can
That's
spend
what
in the
I was getting
Yeah,
at.
we're just not doing the east part of it. This is in addition. That's just kind of bonus, so we can use.
And the grants come directly to you.
The grants come directly to Sharp and St. Isidore.
That's what it is.
Yes.
To Sharp, yeah. to Sharp.
Yes,
Do you get a budget from the state?
we do not. Well, we get like, what, $200,000?
To run your operation?
Well, we don't get any money to run the operation. We can order supplies and various things, but we don't get,
Pay your rent, employees, the salaries
they do
come out
that
of
from
it?
the state,
They're directly state paid.
yeah. We don't get money in our county. we have to write grants, and then we also have to write contracts, and it goes straight to the landowners.
And the directors of it's free grants, we do that.
Well, I've rented equipment, I've used your services, and I think, I'm satisfied with the job you do. I just don't understand the financing.
Well, it comes from the government, and then we write these grants, and then they allocate this money to the watersheds.
For the project.
Yes, per project. And if you don't write a project, you don't get the money.
I'm on the wrong side of the watershed.
Actually, it's along Strawberry River, the whole thing,
Yes, I understand.
so.
Yeah, Bob, I got what you're saying.
You chose to live up here, that's why.
Any more questions, comments on that? If not, we'll move on. We'll look at this at budget time and see what we've got. All right, next on the agenda is Ozark Acres SID with Deborah Lumley. Miss Deborah? He canceled. I'm sorry. I should have informed you. Yeah, he canceled. Thank y'all. Appreciate you. Yeah, doing a great job. Keep up the good work.
So our Ozark Acres SID is looking at, within the next 5 years, that the SID is going to no longer exist. So we're looking at multiple options, and some people within that area seem convinced that the county would be a better option. So I just wanted to ask the question, how does the county feel about absorbing the acres? And in reality, what type of money is available as far as the budget goes to do any upkeep there? So it'll help all of us as a community hone in on the best option we have to look at.
Okay, I talked to our attorney, Mr. Larry Cassee, and he informed me some information this evening. Do you want to address that, Mr. Larry?
I can, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Number one, the Ozark Acres Suburban Improvement District is represented by an attorney, Mr. Jim Lyons from Jonesboro, very competent attorney. And I've had inquiries from a lot of you here in the last month, and I've referred them on to your attorney, because I don't want to go underneath him or try to just, tell him what he needs to do in this area. So the second thing is, in the last week, I discovered that there might be a lawsuit pending against Ozark Acres, similar to what was filed against Cherokee Village and the city of Cherokee Village. Which means that it may be something where we need to just pass and not make a comment on it this time until we see what's going to be happening.
Okay.
I have advised the judge that until the Arkansas Association of Counties or someone else tells us exactly what's going on, that we need to kind of lay back and stay out of this. You have a very fine attorney in Mr. Lyons, so I would counsel you to contact him about what's going on.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Is there
Thank
any
you, Mr. Larry.
comments that anybody would like to ask you about that? Yes.
Coming from Cherokee Village, and before we were incorporated, our money was county money, and the county was looking after us prior to our incorporation. Isn't that the same state that Ozark Acres is in now?
Pete, I don't think the county ever supported Cherokee Village in any form or fashion.
That's probably why they annexed. But anyways, I was under the impression that our money that was collected in tax wasn't given to Cherokee Village, that it was part of the county.
No.
And that's why I'm asking about Ozark Acres. Is the money in tax collected, it doesn't go to Ozark Acres because they're not an incorporated body, they're just a suburban improvement district. So that doesn't allow them to collect the state taxes that the county is already collecting for them. So that
They're
was my...
rural, yes, you're right, they are rural. And the gets a prorated share like Wanda was talking about, based on population.
Right, and instead of, if they incorporated, then they would start getting that share. That's why I'm trying to tell you that the county is still the government for Cherokee Village underneath there, and it still is the government for Ozark Acres, because they are not incorporated as a city corporation. They are a suburban improvement district that has different taxing rules, and they cannot have law enforcement, so there's no way that they can themselves hire policemen and stuff, because under the suburban improvement district rules, if they're the same like Cherokee Village, which I'm assuming, they don't have the powers to have police protection. They can have security, but the security people don't have the powers to arrest. This is back in the day with Joe Black. Is some of you remember him? He used to be the security guy in Cherokee Village before the incorporation.
Those were in one.
So I'm basically trying to clarify that they're saying county take us, county's already their government. And suburban districts on top of that, so they pay two different taxes, county taxes and suburban improvement district. If they incorporated, then the county tax revenue for you would get less, and theirs would go up whatever their population is in their base. So that's why when they made the statement that we want the county to take us over, the county's already, well, that's the words that you use, county take us over.
If they were to.
But the thing is, they already are. You already are under their police protection and jurisdiction, just like everybody rurally in the county did.
They're a private subdivision, and this county is loaded with private subdivisions that walk into the judge's office every few days trying to get open the roads and streets to maintain.
Yeah, that's different because that's what their suburban improvement district is. I understand what you're saying, but police protection, the county has to provide that because they cannot do it themselves.
Well, we do.
Right.
County does that.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So they are essentially in the county. Well, extras are a deal that you can, and any subdivision can make that deal with the Quorum Board. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify.
Anything else on that matter? If not,
I have a question. Now, if the county were to come, this is just a hypothetical question. If if the SID dissolves, the county comes in, we become part of the county without an SID, how would our streets be taken care of?
The county, in my opinion, is not going to take over the maintenance of streets in the subdivision.
Okay, so if the SID dissolves, nobody will be taking care of the roads any longer, or the lake.
Well, I'm not the judge. No, certainly not the lake.
That's what we're asking.
Yeah, certainly not the lake. The county could not maintain it. Larry, I didn't know.
That would be budget decisions that the county, the judge, and the court would have to determine about how much money to be allocated for streets here, lakes here, streets there.
But does the county have that type of money that they would be able to afford to take over our roads?
I mean, probably not, but I mean, but still, you have.
Well, that's what we wanted to know.
We're not gonna receive any more money, tax money, by taking the.
So basically what you're saying is our roads could get worse than what they are now. Is that correct?
That's possible, but. You elect representatives from that area. They will have them, provisions,
Need to have a tax increase.
Okay.
That's all that.
But you're right.
Okay, I also have another question, and that is the unimproved area of Ozark Acres, which is actually was owned by Ozark Acres Land Company. Now, we don't take care of their streets because they're not in the SID. So the county is responsible for those streets.
And people in that area have been calling, and the county's been saying, no, you're part of Ozark Acres, which isn't the fact. The fact is that they're part of the county because they're not in our SID.
We've discussed this before, and y'all have not brought us a map showing what y'all,
Oh, well, see,
Okay.
I'm not in that.
okay, all right.
area,
Well,
I'm in the
so
area.
whoever we've talked to,
Okay,
we've tried to get them to bring us a map showing, you know, what they're responsible for, what we're responsible for.
okay.
And if they'll do that, we'll sit down and we'll look at it and
All
we'll,
right, well,
we'll
we'll
work
leave
on
that up
that.
to them then.
Okay, all right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Mr. Larry. Appreciate that.
What's population on Ozark Acres?
We got about 450 that live there.
I'm just whether it's bad situation.
Yes, ma'am. It is.
The last census. I got the number from the state, yes.
That lives there.
That lives there.
How many?
663.
663.
Correct.
Would it be better if they incorporated?
Yeah. They got a single business there. Less than-
It would be.
They're gonna leave that.
And that's
Just
what
to
we're looking
incorporate,
at.
Well,
to get
very low.
more revenue.
If they're going out.
We've got several, we've got three different options that we're looking at, annexing, incorporating, and then there's a handful that wanted to just go to the county, which the majority of us don't feel is a good idea because looking at your budget, we're not gonna be taken care of. And we just wanted to kind of clarify that there's better options we can look at than the county taking care of us.
Well, the thing about it is, you know, you'd be part of the county, and you wouldn't get anything special more than they have, you know, I mean, you couldn't do that.
Right.
And that's what the problem is, you know. We couldn't help you any more than we could anybody else, or this guy down here would be after us.
Right.
Paved streets is, you know, I don't know how many paved streets y'all have or how
Come on.
many chip seal streets.
So we got 23 miles.
Pavement or chip seal?
Chip seal.
A combination of
Yeah.
gravel and chip sealing.
They'll have a lot of unpaved streets, miles and miles. Lots of unpaved. Lots.
I'd see where you got a dilemma. I would lean more toward the incorporation to get the revenue base
They
up.
have no tax base, they don't have any businesses,
Right,
No business.
not one.
right.
Well, that businesses wouldn't make any difference as far as state turnback
That's the
and
state
county
turnback,
sales
that doesn't
tax,
go.
that's all based on population.
How'd they go that? See, look at Cherokee, how they're struggling.
Struggling really hard.
The incorporation was not the answer for Cherokee.
Any more questions or comments?
No, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. All right, Miss Justice Diorio, you're up next.
Okay. This is just a little bit about what I learned at the AAC. Some of you probably already know some of this stuff. I don't know. Like I said, one of the biggest things was the opiate lawsuit, and they started the lawsuit in March 2018, and it was a united lawsuit between all of the state of Arkansas. And the payments will start this year, 2 or 3 settlements, and like I said, there's a lot more settlements, it's just 2 or 3 of them have been settled already. And it's an 18-year payout, and then I told you about the 1/3 split between the state, county, and cities. And that was just one of the things they talked about. They didn't have a seminar on it. They have a joint task force that I will get back in contact with and get more details for you. And then I just wanted to say that Tim Griffin was one of the speakers, and if you haven't heard Tim Griffin speak, you ought to hear him speak. He's really phenomenal. He's really good.
That's a good job.
And then there was an Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and about grants, and I understand nothing about grants, but I took all the information. Anybody else wants to look at it. The conservation people probably got some of these grants that they're offering because, you know, the waterways are, because of our unpaved roads are taking a hit and the fish and all wildlife are being affected, and so they're offering these grants. And what this company does is get you those grants, get you through the paperwork, get you through getting it, because it's a huge process, so. And I got all the information on that. Anybody can look at it. I'm a terrible copy printer, picture taker. My daughter tried to help me over the phone and wasn't successful, so.
Next time, take a 4-year-old with you.
Yeah, I should have had my 14-year-old son. He probably could have done it and been fine with it. But let's see, page. What page do I want to? Oh. So anyway, on these grants, and it's IIJA formula funding for Arkansas, and $4.96 billion has been allocated, available. So I don't know what that means exactly as far as if we can. Roads, bridges, highways is $3.8 billion. Waterways and water system is $528 million. Public transit, which we wouldn't worry about here. And cyber, $16 million. Electric vehicles, 54 million, but we wouldn't do that here either. But it's just information and grants. And the other thing I didn't do is I did not go to the JP stuff because it was a repeat of all the ordinance codes, resolutions, and I thought this infrastructure, and the judge thought that was probably more important for me to learn about, and that's it. So that's all the time I'll take. Any questions?
Yes, you said 18-year payout. Are we gonna get money for the next 18 years, you think?
Yes,
Same amount, probably.
probably the same amount. I don't, like I said, I'm gonna get back with Kurt Lang and talk to him about it and firm up some dates and about the money. But yes, that's what they're expecting. And that's just 2 and 3 lawsuits that have been settled so far, that have settled. And they're still working on the others. They expect to be done with this lawsuits in the next year, 2022.
So we could go through a census and theoretically get more or less in after the next census.
Could,
It's gonna go 18 years.
could.
Possibly.
But I'm hoping it will really help out the sheriff's department, for the county anyway, and then, for the cities.
You bet. Mr. Dean, Justice Dean?
I've got something under new business I'd like to bring
Okay.
up. I didn't get it on the agenda, but I understand we're still paying an advisor fee out of the ARP money, which that fund is almost depleted and we're not needing any advisor anymore, so I would like to do whatever we need to do to stop depleting that fund with an advisor fee when we're not using or needing an advisor on that ARP fund. So I'd really like to make a motion to just stop taking that money out of the ARP fund, what little we have left. Okay? So I make a motion that we stop that advisor fee.
Got a comment on that, Ms. Wanda?
Well, you mean stop it as of now, or as of the end of the year? The money that was appropriated was a yearly amount for the year of 2022.
It wasn't monthly.
Huh?
It's $700 and something a month, but it's not.
We paid it out by the month, but it was a
yearly.
Yeah, and then we divided it by 12, so. I'm just checking to see if
But at the end of the year,
It's done.
It's done anyway, we don't have any
Y'all
money.
didn't make an appropriation for next year. It's an amount that was set for this year.
Well, I mean, we can address this at budget time, but just not put it back in the budget.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Right, absolutely.
If that's the way y'all wanna do it, but I don't see any reason to keep depleting that fund when we're not needing an advisor and not using an advisor or getting anything from when our fund is already nearly depleted, so that's just my thoughts. We'll wait till the budget time if that's what you wanna do and stop it at the end of the year.
Sounds great. Thank you, sir. Any questions or comments?
I have
Oh,
one more thing.
one more thing. Oh,
One more
okay.
thing I forgot.
So do we need to withdraw, I mean, there's not a motion
on the floor.
taken.
I'll just
Okay.
No second.
take that back.
Okay.
I forgot I did take a seminar on personal policy that they said most counties do not or haven't updated their personal policy and that everybody should look at it, the personal policy. So there's that information.
Okay.
And
Great.
the
And
new
they said-
codes and
Yeah, it
ordinance.
says suggested updates.
Yes, they're just saying that this Brandy McAllister said that a lot of counties haven't updated theirs in 50 years.
Ours got updated here not long ago.
Not long ago,
Well, that's what I said,
We got that last year. We done something since last
We
year.
update regularly.
I wanna go back to this, I want $3 more $700 payment.
Yeah, Ms. Denise keeps up on that most of the time for us, so, but that information, Justice Diorio, that information, if we can get copies of that
Oh,
sometime.
yeah, you can,
Okay,
you can
All
get
right.
copies and give whoever.
Thank you.
Okay.
all right, thank you, ma'am.
How many more? I've got a little discussion backing up.
Okay.
Backing up. How many more $700 and something payments do we have we made this month?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
he was here last week.
so we got October, November, December, you got 3 more.
So you got $2,100 we're paying for nothing?
Well, I don't know that you say nothing. He was gone last week to the County Judges Association meeting.
Well, I'm just asking.
I mean-
I don't know.
But that's not where that money came from. I mean,
No, but I mean, he did go to the County Judges Association meeting last week to look at some stuff about.
The money, the ARP money.
I see the point, it's a good point.
We appropriate.
Wait, right.
Make a motion.
Phil,
No, that's a question I have.
That's it? Okay, all right,
I got a general question.
okay.
I hadn't seen one in a while, but I did see them for a good long while. So every month, get an email from Association of Arkansas Counties. Y'all get them?
I do.
Yeah. And many times they say grant opportunities. Does anybody ever hit that and see what that grant opportunity is? I'll rather admit, I don't.
You got some?
We send one out called County Lines.
Yeah.
It's normally the one that has the, talks about grants and different things with it.
Well, I'm not a grant person. I'm like whoever said they didn't know anything about grants. I don't know. But if we're leaving money on the table, when
We use White River.
White River Planning and Development,
Planning and
yeah.
Development is all
Do it.
over.
yeah,
Right.
they have, but,
Maybe,
you know, if they send one straight to us that says grant opportunity, maybe we ought to.
If we
call
turn
it.
it into.
Right.
Maybe the
They
same
would write our
month
grant.
might do grants.
What about that group?
And that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what they.
Judge Brown does look at those, yeah. Judge Brown does look at those, yeah,
Grants.
yeah. He does look at those and
Okay.
informs
And
us
that's
on
what
some
these
of that.
people do.
That
They find
water
you the
deal.
grants and they write you the grants. They help you apply for the grants, they get you the grants.
Well, we already have White River Planning.
Yeah, White River Planning and Development
We pay them every year to do that. They look at
Brianna said
grants.
the water deal, see,
Yeah.
that's what Becky and them do. They go after that, because that really,
I wondered if that was the same money they're talking about.
that's some of the grants that they go after, that millions of dollars.
16 million, or 1.6. No, 528.
Well, maybe you could give that to
Yep,
the
you bet.
advisor
You bet,
and see if he can't do something with it.
you bet. Sounds good. Anything else on that? If not, we'll move on to resolutions and ordinances. Justice Pickett, we're in your department now.
Okay. Ordinance number 2022, be enacted by the Quorum Court of Stark County, Arkansas, an ordinance being entitled, an ordinance to levy an annual assessment of $20 each landowner in the Poughkeepsie Fire Voluntary Fire Protection District. And I make a motion we pass it.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second? Ready to vote?
Barnes,
Yes.
Spence,
Yes.
Iorio.
Yes.
Estes.
Yes.
Hastings.
Yes.
Murphy.
Yes.
Pickett.
Yes.
Price.
Yes.
Stoll.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, appreciate that. Yes, sir.
That was the last one.
That was the last reading on that, so we got that done.
And I'm thankful we had to do the last two by that long.
Thank you very much, I appreciate that.
Or you wasn't here last week.
Court got any announcements they want to make? Miss Denise does.
It was brought to our attention that there'll be $300 million, the governor said, available for radio communication and tower upgrades after the first 2 years. There'll be a grant information coming out, and that will be $300 million for Arkansas. And we had a tower damaged in July in Sydney, was struck by lightning. And we had already appropriated money from ARP to upgrade our towers, and we will not have to upgrade that tower because insurance covered that tower for $10,000.
Have those upgrades happened yet?
So that's $10,000 that we could put back into the ARP funds. And no upgrades have been done at all. We're supposed to be getting some more bids in, but we haven't heard.
One bid is what I thought.
We had the one bid, and that was a figure that we were looking at, but then Cal had taken that bid, and he had wiped out the figures and sent it out to other people. But I mean, everybody is so busy, I mean, people are slow at getting anything done, any kind of contract and stuff.
Good. Last year, the celebration or the judges meeting, and he called me the last couple of days when we talked about what we got the money out there. And so I was in contact with all the developers, hopefully tomorrow, and actually the ladies let me know, and that might be available. And so that we can apply for the meetings, and we can get everybody, for all the fire departments, those in car radios doing the fire trucks and stuff. And so we're gonna start working on that, and I want to come tomorrow and see when we can get started, when that is ready. Go ahead and file. I asked them to help us.
Well, I see you done good with the state for treasure fund, which is on last month.
We're up, $10,000, this last month. I believe it was 35,000, is that correct, Ms. Martin?
He didn't tell me what last month was.
27,000.
We're up over the whole year, we're up. What we thought we would be, we're like close to 100,000 for the whole year
On housing.
on housing taxes.
And I think they closed the prisons down, haven't they? They're not taking visitors right now.
So we're up, I think we're at 10,000.
Thank you, Sheriff. Justice Barnes needs, Justice Barnes got a comment.
That were the comment. I just wanted to say that I visited with several of the fire chiefs about the money that the Quorum Court allocated for them, and they were excited and spending it on equipment and upgrades and stuff like that. Very grateful to the court. But also ran into several of our county employees, and they were excited and happy that the Quorum Court gave them half of the money that we allocated for them for the year. And they said, thank you. So I thought I'd pass that on.
It sure brought the morale of them up, didn't it?
It did, it did.
It did, yeah, you bet.
The Izard County gentleman, fire chief, told me to say thanks.
Good.
Give them 10,000 because they do a lot of Sharp County, they're being in shade.
Yeah. Zion,
Yeah.
yeah, that helped, you bet. Any more announcements? No? All right, thank you very much. Appreciate the comments and questions from the public. If not any, I need a, oh, okay.
Got one more?
I have a request, and I don't know if this is the right time, I was late getting here. Stop the cycle spay and neuters?
Oh, okay, yeah, we skipped you, 'cause you wasn't here earlier.
I was supposed to be here at 6, and I thought it was 6:30, please.
I've done that once myself.
If
Well-
you have time now, great, and if not.
Come forward,
Come
please.
forward. Okay, I will be quick. Stop the Cycle started 3 years ago. We do vouchers. So people take the vouchers up from Langley, up in Thayer, down to Charlotte, over to Mountain Home, and they get their cats fixed. It costs $15. We take care of the rest of the fee. We did get hurt during the pandemic as far as fundraising goes, and people got more pets, which means there's a bigger need for our services. So we moved it to Fulton County because we serve Fulton and Sharp. And Fulton County did give us some funds, and we're going to be using those funds for Fulton County residents. And quite frankly, I fell down on the job. I got busy with life, and I didn't get to Sharp County. So we really hate that we are going to take Fulton County's money and have a specific voucher set aside for Fulton County residents and not have one for Sharp County. We would really like if Sharp County could help us out. We are asking for $6,000, which will match the voucher money we will be getting from Fulton County.
For this year or next year?
For immediately. As quickly as we get it, it goes. The vouchers are very popular.
Court, what would you like to do? Discuss this, and then come back?
Can we discuss it, or do we wait till next month?
You can wait till next month if that suits you. Yes, sir. That's usually what we do when it deals with money. We table it till
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, I will be here. I do, in case anybody would like it, I have something that just says who we are and
Let's have it.
our 501c3. Okey-doke. Thank you guys so much.
Before everybody leaves, my chief deputy is retiring, going to work for the state of Arkansas here in a couple of weeks. And
Thank you, ma'am.
got an opportunity, and so the sheriff-elect is going to come over and work with me.
Oh, great.
So,
Yeah.
starting October,
Shane.
Jack's over here with me, and
All
so I
right.
wanted to tell everybody, get by and see, and,
You bet.
Mayor Fraser is moving to work, and he's going to work for the state, and so, got to visit with Shane, and he was
Glad he
willing
got
to,
a job.
go ahead and retire from where he's at, and so we're going to,
Work together.
work with him and get the ropes down before the first year, so I'm excited about that.
Yes, sir.
So come by and see him, encourage him.
You bet.
And, I appreciate it.
That's great. Thank you, Sheriff.
I'd like to see us be able to work on these books for Mr. Black, sometime in the near future. Just get thinking about that stuff and how it is deteriorating. I go over and visit her quite a bit, and a lot of mine's records that we have on her over there, and it'd be neat, to be able to get that updated where we don't lose that stuff, it is, like Tommy said, and just like I said, in the past, that stuff is taken care of, and we've been raising a lot of money, and I don't care to get part of the money we've been making last year from the sheriff's office. We've helped with that, because a lot of it is on paper.
Hey, don't be giving your
Thank
money
you.
away just yet. I talked to one of your secretaries today. Y'all got a big drug deal. Lost a couple of prisoners. Don't be giving your money away just yet, boy.
We're involved anyway. It could happen. It could happen.
Hey, Tiffany has to help him keep up with his money.
I want to commend the sheriff for his decision to put the sheriff away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a great decision. You bet. Good job. That worked out. Good. Thank you,
So if we
Sheriff.
complain, we need to complain to him.
Yes, at 3 o'clock in the morning. Write this phone number down, 871. I got it.
He starts in the morning, you say?
Yeah.
All right.
At 3.
No, October 1st.
Oh, okay. October 1st. Shucks. Anything else? If not, I need a motion to adjourn. Got a motion? Need a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Thank y'all very much. Have a good month.